Welcome, welcome, welcome. Episode 22, is it? Part 2. That's right. Episode 22, Part 2. It's your man DR, a.k.a. Drew Red, a.k.a. the Funky Uncle, once known as Front Desk Smurf, also known a.k.a. Flex. Whatever you want to call me, I'm here. And I'm waiting for my homie and soon to be your favorite erotica author, El Niftian, to come on, and we're going to chit chat with him. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about his book. We're going to talk about his thoughts on some things. So, strap in and enjoy the ride. Should have played my theme music. Watch, by the time I turn the theme music on, then, people going to want to come on. And G will probably be on soon, too. Let me see here. I can send him. There you go. Ta-da. I went ahead and sent him the invite. So, anyhow, while we wait, what is this right here? I'm over here looking at all this stuff. I'm not sure about this live thing always. So I hope everybody had a good week. There he goes. There is the man, the myth, the legend. Let me see if I can go ahead and send this. Okay. Here he goes. We got him. Except. There he goes. What up, Doc?
Hey.
What's good with you, bruh?
Man, everything, man. Living life, enjoying life, doing the darn thing what the darn thing should be done, How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. Welcome to the Funky Uncles, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Man, listen, I didn't know until we spoke before that you overseas. I said, man, I'm thinking you still in like DC or something. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Dang.
nah. Yeah, I've actually, I'm in Iraq right now, and I've been over in this part of the world for about 2 years now as a civilian. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Dang.
yeah.
Bruh, stay safe. That's
Oh,
all I.
absolutely. And I mean, it's crazy because here in 2022. I mean, things still happen, but for the most part, things are pretty chill over here. We don't get too many crazy things happening, which is one of the reasons why you don't really hear about too much stuff on the news. And then the things that you do hear, stuff that's kind of like crept out from under the rug. But for the most
Mhm.
part, things are pretty okay here.
Okay.
What's up, brothers? What's up, brothers? How y'all doing, man?
Hey, what's going on now?
That
Nothing much, man.
right there, that's the other my other regular host for the
Yeah,
Funky
for sure.
Uncles, my man,
Nice to meet you, brother.
aka
Likewise, man.
Dart, brother that I've known but never met for man, it's been over 10 years now.
Yeah,
Has
it's been a minute. It's been a minute, Z, for sure.
you
That's how some connections established, though, bro.
Yeah.
Kindred spirits, man. Kindred spirits,
man,
man.
you had it's just crazy how sometimes he'll post something. I'm like, yo, I've done that. I've been through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's like,
yeah.
wow, that's
Word.
crazy. And the guy is a talented writer. I mean,
Oh,
talented.
shucks.
Yeah, he been telling me. I hadn't checked anything out, but from what he tell me, man, you like to write about. Um, you tell us, man.
Yeah,
You tell. Introduce yourself to the audience.
All
Tell
right.
them some of your writing, some of your illustrations, and where can they find them. And the floor is yours, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I'm the Niftian. Proper government name is D'Artagnan, but became the Niftian a long time ago, just based off of a childhood nickname. And it stems from the word nifty, just being that I like a lot of really cool and interesting things. I got started with writing when I was a child. I always one of my dreams, it's like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always said I wanted to be an author and I wanted to be an astronaut. Astronaut didn't take,
Mm.
namely when I found out how much math they have to do. I'm not a math guy, so
Right.
I do want to be an author. Um, because of a relationship that I was in many years ago. The woman that I was dating said, you should write stories. It
Mm-hmm.
started off with me just telling erotic stories to her, and she loved
Right.
them. And so I started writing them, and I had a website way back when, and people were like, oh my God, these are some really good stories. You're really talented. You should write a book. And so I took a collection of the stories and I published my first book. There it is.
Okay. Okay. Right.
Much love.
Word.
That's the first anthology. I published that in 2012. Living Life, so that kind of pushed back for me publishing the second one. But I actually came up with the second Quickies Online, the second anthology, about 4 months ago. And that's I'm writing my first novel now. That probably won't be out until next year. But that won't be strictly erotica, but the first two works that I have are a collection of short stories. They're erotica. I'm also a photographer. That's a business that I own, and I shoot everything. I shoot family photos to weddings to graduations to boudoir. I
Word.
do it all. I'm trying to be an everyman.
I'm about to say you a Renaissance brother, man. Yeah, for real, you're a Renaissance, and
Yeah.
that's dope though, bro. That's dope, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Appreciate it.
yeah, yeah.
It's good inspiration to people to know that you don't have to follow the crowd
Yeah.
when you follow your heart. You're that
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Right.
not trying to keep up with the Joneses, the Jenkins, and
No.
everybody else. But when you're only keeping up with how you want to do things, it's a
Yeah.
much more
Right.
comfortable life.
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
right.
And I definitely have to give a huge shout out to the people who have pushed and inspired me throughout the years. Your sister included, actually, Drew, because a lot of people, have been telling me like, "Hey, this is something that you're really good at. You should really try this, or you should go to the next level, or you should monetize this hobby of yours, this gift, this talent." And I'm always been one of my biggest supporters, but I've also been one of my largest critics. And it's like, nah, man, nobody wants to
Mm,
see this. Nobody's going to be interested in
right.
this, or they're
You
going to
kind of
think this
got in
is,
your own way, the self
oh
doubt.
yeah,
Yeah,
oh
I
yeah,
know
and
you. I know
I do that
exactly
a
what you
lot.
mean, brother.
Yeah, I do
Yeah,
that a
yeah,
lot. While at the same
yeah.
time, pushing other people like, hey man, you're great at this. You should do this. You should push yourself. And it's like, okay, Dart, I did it. What about you? And it's like, nah, 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 I'm not gonna do that. And then,
Right.
then when I do these things and to see the support that I get from people, it's outstanding. It's overwhelming. So I definitely have to give a huge amount of appreciation to everybody who's helped push me over the course of the last few
Mm-hmm.
years. Yeah,
Once
Keep pushing, brother. Keep pushing,
Once
man.
again, I
You
can
know.
relate because they said that with my poetry, and
yeah,
when I write all the time, and I'm like,
yeah,
it's just how I feel, so I'm gonna put it out there,
Mm-hmm.
let
Mm-hmm.
everybody enjoy it. But you need to sell these books, you know what I'm saying? You need
yeah.
to go out there with your thoughts, and that's really
Everyone else is monetizing. Why not?
right.
That's where we at with it. You
That's
know.
part of what
Yeah.
we're doing now,
Monetize your passion, man.
Yeah,
right. Then you don't forget.
Monetize your passion. There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Me
There you
and
go.
the brother got together. We said, you know what? We need a platform for men, for us, you
mm,
know,
Mm-hmm.
to talk about things, to promote, to support others,
yeah,
in
yeah,
their endeavors,
yeah,
put it out there. There's going to be somebody who's going to say, he had that
Right.
up there. I'm going to have to check that book out. The next
yeah,
thing you know, woman going to say, girl, you're going to have to read this right now, but you're going to have
So
to wait.
yeah,
Can't get
and brother, you mentioned it was the one of your life situations that you went through that kind of drew inspiration for you to start writing this or have it be a part of your passion to
yeah.
monetize.
Go ahead.
Uh, all right. Well, if I okay,
We don't have to go into detail, but just give us kind of an overview, of
I don't mind going into
Details,
detail. I just don't know
details. The
how.
crowd wants details.
yeah. I think the audience wants some details,
Hey,
yeah.
I can give you detail. That's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, so to make an explicit story, kind of sort of PG-13. Um,
Okay.
so this was probably back in, we'll say probably like 15 years ago. All right, roughly. I was dating a woman, and actually, no, no, even for my an ex-girlfriend of mine. We didn't date for very long, but we were still really good friends. She hit me up one day. She's like, "Yo, Dart, my boyfriend and I were having some problems in the bedroom." And she's like, I don't know if it's me or I don't know if it's him. You're a really good storyteller. Can you tell me one of your stories? If I get excited, then I know it's him. Don't get excited.
Right.
I need to call my
Right.
doctor. And so
Right.
I was dating somebody else at the time, and she knew that I was still cool, with this ex, and we were
Mm-hmm.
at her mother's house. So I'm like, babe, I got to take this phone call outside. So I go outside and I just randomly start telling her a story off the top of my head. Girlfriend eventually leaves her mom's house, gets in the car with me. I'm in mid-story. It's a very
Mm.
erotic story.
Right.
She doesn't raise an eyebrow or anything, which I thought was interesting at the time. Like, you're not even surprised that you get in the car and I'm talking nasty to somebody.
Okay.
Sound kind
Pushing the envelope, right? Sort of pushing the envelope here.
Story of my
Yeah.
life. So after I'm done telling the story, my ex is like, yeah, I got to break up with this guy. And I'm like, why? She's like, because I am thoroughly excited. I'm like, okay, all right, so that's good, but it's also bad. She's like, yeah, this guy, he's not. She's like, I figured it was him. He's not doing it for me. He's not exciting me. He's not listening to me. He's not following my cues and my direction. So yeah, this relationship is over. So we get off the phone. I fill my girlfriend in on what's happening. She's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, Dad, that's really unfortunate for your homegirl. I'm like, yeah, oh well. So we're driving back to my apartment. This is where it actually gets even more interesting. She's like, well, when's the last time your friend was actually pleased by a man? I was like, shoot, I don't know. She's
Mm-hmm.
been with this guy for a few months now. She's like, well, why don't you invite her over to the apartment? So I'm like, what? She's like, well, if it's different
Really?
and she's about to break up with this dude anyway, then why not?
Hey.
Okay. So I call her
Yeah.
back.
Why not?
I call her back and I'm like, yeah, so my girl wants to know if you want to come over. She's like, yes, yes. I've been wanting to meet her for the longest time.
Mm,
So,
okay.
you know, a couple of hours later, the three of us are sitting there in post-coital bliss, and the two of them are like, you should write these down. This would be an amazing story. And I was like, I don't really write my stories down. I just tell them. They're like, yeah, you should write this down. And Quickies Online was born from a menage a trois.
Hey, well, it had to start from somewhere,
Hey,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
never happened
Yeah.
to me.
And so where can the audience find your books, man? Or any media platforms,
Yes,
websites?
yes. As a matter of fact, so there are a couple of different ways that you can find me. Amazon, of course, is the easiest. All you have to do,
Hold up the
again,
book, Drew. Hold up the book for my man.
yeah, you can just type in the title. As you can see, Quickies is spelled with a Z, so it's QUICKIEZ online.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can type in the Niftian, Niftian. The books will come up. Uh, Personally, I prefer
Cool.
if people go directly through my publisher, lulu.com, LULU, because Amazon, bless their heart, I'm appreciative of the fact that there's yet another platform that I have to get the word out, but they take
Mm-hmm.
a nice little cut. You know what I'm saying? Lulu
Right.
gives me
Yeah.
more of my profit for my work.
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
appreciated, if people go through Lulu. And again, just search for the book name or book title or my name, and it will pop up and you get it very low price. But if people go through Amazon, I'm not going to cry about it. Either way, I get a little bit of change in my pocket, and it's another chance for more people to see my work. And
That's what's up,
also,
man.
I have quite a few websites, but I guess my blanket website that has everything that I do is niftyworld.net, niftyworld.net.
In
Niftyworld.net.
there.
Like, yeah, you go in there, you can see everything, the books that I do, the printing that I do for my photography, my portfolio. I mean, everything that I do is on there. It'll take you, I call it my that's my world map, and every single one of my websites is a country, and I'm actually building another country for my erotic photography. So that gives people an opportunity. It's like a one-stop shop. As long as you can remember
Right.
niftyworld.net, then you can get to everything that I do.
Yeah, that's what it is, brother. Support the brother, man, and
Please,
I'm
and I
definitely gonna
appreciate it.
check you out, man.
I,
Thank you.
Cause
Thank you.
on
yeah.
I might be able to write a little bit still.
Hey,
Now,
so
now, if you need any models, brother,
hey, why we
hit me
talking
up,
BSing,
man.
man? For real, I'm into that. There was one point in
Yeah.
time I had one website when I had a lot of poets who I was
Mm-hmm.
showcasing their work on my website.
Remember.
Yeah, I know that's how you and I got really close. I had a lot of poets on my website, and I was just this is when I was publishing my websites through Apple. They had this thing called iWeb, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sad that they got rid of it because it was so easy. But I would put other people's stuff up there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always pushing to support other people to get,
Right.
their words out and to get their name out because so many people have helped me and I want to be able to help other people. I was doing it free of charge. Then there was just a lot of stuff going on in my life at the time and I was the only one doing it. So I had to kind of put that one down. But I'm always out there. So, hey, bruh, if you ever down for real, you want to push some stuff out there, kind of get the word out. I'm a little bit more connected now. We can do that. And as for
Yeah, definitely,
modeling,
man.
yeah, as for modeling, I mean, I'm a photographer, so
Hey,
I'm always looking for models. For real. Tall,
yeah. Even
short,
even
light,
though I got a
dark.
little gray in my beard, man, you
I got a little something too. I got gray hair.
That's
I
what's
got a
up.
gray hair in my eyebrow,
Word,
bro. It don't matter, man. It don't matter. I'm
word.
always looking because with my eye, I'm finding real stuff. I'm finding beauty everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
there have been people that I've seen, and it's like at first glance, they seem rather unremarkable. Just a regular human being. Doesn't make them ugly or anything. Just a regular human being going about their business. But then you put them in front of a camera and watch them work. You talk to them, get them comfortable, and it's amazing what they can create without even trying to. I've had people come to me, want me to shoot them for whatever reason, and they're shy and they don't understand how this process works, or I'm not going to look
Mm-hmm.
pretty, or I'm not a model, never done this before. And by the time I'm done working with them and I send them some of the edited copies, they're just like, I can't believe that's me. And it's not anything that I'm doing in particular. I mean, I'm talking to you, I'm getting you comfortable, but I'm just bringing out that inner monster within you
Mm-hmm.
that you want to be able to showcase to the world. So
Right,
gray
right.
hairs, no hairs, like I said, tall, short, skinny, it don't
That's what's
matter,
up.
man. It's a matter of presenting you to the world. That's all that matters.
You're an alchemist.
That's dope, man.
Yeah, he's an
That's
alchemist
dope.
too. So you can add that to the list. An alchemist.
Oh, I mean, I'm out here just trying to make some gold, and so far it's working for me, and it seems like it's working more and more as the days go by. So I'm
That's
happy,
what's up, man.
I'm happy. There are
Yeah.
more things in the pipeline. The reason why I'm out here right now is honestly just stacking up the finances, making sure that everything is cool back home, so I can support future ventures that I have in mind. So yeah, I'm just trying. I'm
That's
telling
what's
that
up,
gold,
man.
man. Yeah,
Keep doing it, bro. Keep doing it, man.
check it out.
Man, I'm proud of you, man. From
Thank
from
you.
the time we
Thank you.
met, my sister was like, yo, you right? Because she was surprised. You right? I'm like, yeah. I have permanent rights. I need to
Yeah.
introduce you. I was like, okay, well, fine. And then it's like, okay. Then I met you, and what's the other guy's name? Khalil, and
Yeah, Khalil Sawande. That's another a family member of an ex. I'm really close with a lot of my exes and their family. Everybody's family
Man.
loves me.
And that's not a bad thing either,
No,
brother.
it's not. It's not.
Nah, it's not a bad thing.
but
Yeah.
to,
I'd
to
rather them love me than try to fight me. So yeah, it works.
Okay.
to the viewers, I
Hmm.
like to say to the viewers that you can take this as an example. We are two people that didn't know each other. All this no new friends crap that some people want to believe. Old heads should
Yeah.
never even believe that because that's a
Yeah.
kid concept that you
Yeah.
shouldn't even let come out your mouth. Secondly, the fact that we didn't know each other, we had similar interests, and we didn't let the fact that we didn't know each other get in between that. You understand? No, we're not best friends. We don't get to hang out, but we're supportive of each other,
For
and
sure.
that's
Absolutely.
the Funky Uncles wants to project, not only for the Funky Uncles, but a little something I call the next up nephews and nieces as well, because we have to show them
Yeah.
the next up nephews and nieces right
Hmm.
behind the Funky Uncles to bear the torch. You understand?
Yeah.
So,
Got you.
you
Got
know
you.
what I'm saying? So we have to continue to do this. We have to, don't be afraid to talk to somebody you don't know. You never know what you may
Yeah.
learn. You never know
That's
how
for
you,
Man.
real.
that.
And this day and age of technology, it's about networking and building.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, we can work with each other through technology, man, and that's a platform I think a lot. Well, I know for speaking for myself, I have to get better at, man. I'm learning all this technology, but it's accessible. And being able to chop it up with you brothers right here is one of the things I had in mind, man. Like-minded brothers coming together for a common goal.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about, man.
Yeah, that's a
So
good look.
one of the things that I was thinking about, one of the topics I was thinking about earlier this week that I was going to do on Tuesday, I think I could bring up with you fellas, the journey. You know, how so many people are focused on the destination that they lose sight that the journey is not going to be easy. You understand? And
Yeah.
I'd like for you, Mr. Niftian, to tell us about some of the things on that journey to get to where you are now, not just with your works, but personally as well, because you're not going to have one without the other.
That's
You know,
true.
that's life.
That's true. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
you know, just show people, you know, because you could be, in my eyes, you are successful. You love what you do.
I do.
You love what you
Yeah.
do, and you're good at it. You
Thank
put
you.
in work to change some of the things that you didn't do right first or maybe second time around, but you know you chipped away at that rock, and you've made a sculpture. So, you know, tell us about the journey and some of the things that you had to go and you've had to overcome.
Yeah, well, there's been a lot on this. One of my favorite phrases, actually, is that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And something that I often tell friends and associates when they're thinking about starting a new undertaking is you have to be prepared to start, because so many people get caught up on the goal. I want to do this thing. I want to be successful with this. That is my goal. I need to attain that thing. And that's great. But I always ask them, okay, you have your goal in mind. That's awesome. What's your plan? Well, I'm going to start. I'm going to get up, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to get it. Okay, that's a nice vision. But what's your plan? What are you going to do to help you accomplish the goal? You can't forsake the journey for the destination. You have to remember that there are going to be stumbling blocks. There are going to be people who do not support you. There are going to be dropped balls along the way. What are you going to do to be mindful of these things that are going to happen? And of course, you can't see everything before it happens, but so many people, I feel, have goals, of course, but what stops us is when we realize, like, if you actually start on the journey, it's like, I wasn't expecting this to happen, or I didn't know that was going to happen. So you know what? I'm just going to quit. And we can't get that way. I've been there. You know, I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone else, and that I've always been able to obtain every single goal that I reached out for, because it's not true. I've actually, something that a lot of people that I'm close to know about. I suffer from bipolar disorder, and it can be extremely easy to be distracted by so many things. And some things in life that others would say is a non-issue or relatively unimportant, my brain makes it a huge thing. And I get sidetracked, or I get completely pushed off of my path. And with my second book, for example, like I said, I published the first one in 2012, and I published the second one in 2022, or excuse me, 2021, the end of 2021. And it took so long, and almost daily I was thinking, I need to get back to writing. I need to get back to writing. I dated one woman, had a great relationship. Unfortunately, she did not support my writing, which was a shock to me, because that was something that she did like when we first started dating. But then they say when you're with somebody famous, you have to deal with the fans. I wasn't entertaining the fans, but she didn't like the fact that they existed. Well, I feel like the people that are reading your book, they're thinking about you when they're reading your book. So I don't care what they're thinking about, as long as they're buying it. That's what I care about.
That's all right. Spend that money on it, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
But she was so caught up in that. And because I wanted to be a good boyfriend, I'm like, you know what? Well, I will give up this thing. So I stopped writing. Relationship went south anyway. We broke up, and my muse was gone. I couldn't write for years. You know, so many people are like, Dart, you need to get back into it. You're so good at it. You're so talented. And we know that you want to do more. So you need to open this door up so you can go through the next door, the next door. And it was hard for me to, I couldn't force it.
Mm.
And I eventually had to get to a point where I realized, or I had to ask myself, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for everyone else? And I'm a pleaser. It's just how I am. And that's a gift and a curse because I pay attention to how other people react to what I do. And that's what helps to push me to be successful in various avenues of my life. But the problem, though, is that I get so caught up in pleasing others that I'm not paying attention to what I
You
like
forget
and what
about
I
yourself. Yeah.
exactly. So
You
with
lose yourself in the pursuit of
yeah,
pleasing
yeah,
others. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That pursuit of happiness can be detrimental to yourself if the happiness that you're seeking isn't your own.
Right.
So eventually, I left the country. A friend of mine hit me up and said, "Hey, man, I know you were talking about doing some contracting. I know somebody who knows somebody. Like, are you still interested?" Yes, I am. I had to leave the country to find myself again, basically. Went to Afghanistan and, excuse me, I was having a great time, making really good money, away from all of the distractions, false friendships, crazy exes, just all kinds of wild
Mm,
things that were going on.
yeah. All the
I,
bullshit.
yeah, I needed to get away from
Yeah.
that, and it turned out to be one of the best things I ever did. And even now, people are like, man, like we all want you to come back home. We all miss you, but you look like you're so happy out there. And your social media posts are changing. They're a lot more positive, and you're not talking about the emotional BS that you're going through anymore. You don't seem as depressed anymore. And I'm like, that's all a part of the journey. I had to travel
Yeah.
halfway around the world to find my happiness, you know. And although I look forward to coming back home, you know, I miss my babies and I miss hanging out with certain people and doing certain things. And I definitely want to, you know, big up my businesses and continue to build the things that I have goals for. But for right now, I'm enjoying, I'm basking in and relishing the fact that I'm over here, away from the crap, away from the craziness, away from the drama. Even now, people are like,
Yeah.
man, let me tell you about blah, blah, blah. Nope, I don't want to hear it. Nope. Does it have anything to
Okay.
do with me?
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing to do with me? Okay, so then, nah, I'm good on that. I'm good. Oh,
I
it does have
feel you,
something to do with
man.
me? Oh, it sounds like a lie or a rumor? Okay, you can keep it. I'm good on that. So
Yeah.
there have been a lot of things that happened along the way. I just had to make sure that I stay focused on what's most important. Another cliche that I love is look out for number one. A lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially parents, will assume that number one is going to be your kids. I disagree. Only because if I'm not paying the most attention to what it takes for me to be happy, for me to be within my right state of mind, for me to be goal oriented and driven, then I'm not going to be able to take care of my children, the nieces, the nephews, the other family members, the friends that I care about. You can't put
Right.
anyone before yourself because if you do
Right.
that, you're going to drive yourself into the ground. And I'm pretty sure that's not the
Mm-hmm.
destination that most people want. All right.
Right.
So I realize I have to look out for number one. By doing so, my relationship with my children has actually gotten better, despite the fact that I'm halfway around the world. My relationships with significant others has gotten a lot better. People that I had beef and animosity toward way back when, been able to mend relationships, or in some cases, have been able to put those relationships in the trash where they belong, and then take the trash out to the curb and let the garbage man come pick up the trash and take it to the dump, and I'm not following it
Mm-hmm.
anymore. Because a lot of us have the
Right.
habit of, okay, you know what? You're not good for me. So I'm going to take you and I'm going to put you to the side. And then you end up picking it back up. Ah, you're still not good for me. I'm going to put you back to the side. And then we pick it back up. And we have to realize that sometimes we have to let things and people go. There were certain
Yeah,
people in
you
my
do.
life I had to realize I have to let you
Mm-hmm.
go. You're no good for me. Now, if you manage to come back from the dump through the garbage truck and the trash can, and you manage to come back into my life with no assistance from me, then maybe we can see if this is really worth having. But if I
Right.
get you all the way going out of here, as far as I'm concerned, you can stay going out of here. It's just what it is. You have to be willing to
Yeah.
realize that life is going to be difficult. Life is not easy. No matter who you are, life is not easy. But you have to be willing to learn how to deal with the difficulties and use them to your advantage.
All
A
right.
lot of people out
Yeah.
here make a lot of money using their difficulties to their advantage. Some people use other people's difficulties to their advantage. I think that's a little unfortunate, but that's kind of the game that we play here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, brother, you definitely dropped some gems there. And I got a quick question. Where are you now? I don't mean not divulge your location, but
Iraq.
you overseas, Iraq? Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's like 10 hours ahead of us or sort
I
of
think it's I think it's 8 right now. I think it's
8?
7 right now, and then when daylight saving time starts, it'll be 8. I think.
Okay.
Like I said, me and numbers, we're not friends. Me and words, we're lovers. Me and numbers, we're
Right.
not friends. It's
Got you.
basically it's 6:30 in the morning, my time currently.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever that
So
math is.
Woo.
wow. And it's
Yeah.
10:34 at night here. So
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
brother. We appreciate you giving us that time, man, because it's
Yeah,
early
definitely.
in
for
the
sure.
morning over there, man.
I was
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
I was telling G, I was like, "Yo, my man, we gotta get him more in there, but he's in another country. You know?
It's Iran. Right.
Time zone is
That's cool though, man. Yeah, I mean, you're not missing nothing over here in the West in the United States. I'm gonna just be honest with you, man.
I'm not.
Shit
I'm
is
not.
in shambles.
Yeah.
All kind of shit going on. So you probably in a real good spot compared to what's going on over here, bro.
Definitely in a much better place. Like I said, I mean, I miss my babies, but outside of that, yeah, I'm good. I'm making a lot more money over here.
Okay.
Business plans for different things that I'm doing are happening here. Like legitimate legal things are happening for my future. So nah,
Right.
these are things that would have taken me much longer to accomplish back home if I would have accomplished them at all. My first book, I published that when I was in the country of Oman back in 2012. So it seems like I do my best, I do my best work when I'm outside of
Overseas. Yeah. And it makes sense, man, because we in Babylon over here, man. If you know anything about Babylon,
Yeah, yeah,
this ain't the place, man.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
So
I just want to make sure I get, I obviously want my head and my heart to be in a good place so that when I do come home, I continue pushing forward. I don't want to become stagnant or anything. I don't want, my feet to get stuck in the mud. Like, oh man, I'm back home.
right.
Yes. Ooh, look at all this drama I can get into. Awesome. Nah, I want to
Go
stay
back
away
to
from all that.
Iran. Next
You know
thing
what I'm
happen, go back to
saying?
Iran in peace and get back into your creative environment.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I want to be able to continue to push myself when I do come back home. And part of that includes setting myself up with a proper network of friends and associates who are going to continue to support me, who aren't going to allow me to get stuck in the muck and the mire of the drama and people's jealousy and all kinds of craziness. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely
man.
thankful. My circle isn't what it used to be. It's a lot smaller now. I'm a-okay with that. I
Cool.
just want to make sure that I am being a blessing to others as well, which is one of the reasons why
Yeah.
I do what I do my websites. As a matter of fact, you all are going to be the first ones that I let know. Like I said, I'm going to create a new website for my erotic photography. But Drew, I don't know if you remember, I had a kind of like a sex talk column on an old website, and I'm actually going to be bringing that back. So I'm going to have like a sex advice column. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
anybody who's got questions, and I used to have one before. Anyone who had questions about their relationship, and this stemmed from that first issue way back when. If
right.
anyone ever
Mm-hmm.
had, has questions or needs advice about anything relationship related, sex related, uh, it's not just gonna be me. I'm gonna also have other people offering their viewpoints as well.
I'm down.
Guest authors. Hey, I must say guest authors that come
Yeah,
on and
yeah.
answer
Just
some
hit hit
questions.
hit the funky
Yeah,
uncles up, man,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Yo, believe
So
it.
into a little.
So, hey, you know what we can do?
Mm.
Once you get that up and running and you get everything, we can have an episode where we can bring them
hey,
on live.
I'm with it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
You
with it.
you
absolutely.
a funky uncle too. You in our age group. You an
I
uncle.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. We got to teach the younger ones something
Yeah,
different, man, and
for
give
real.
them a different view of things
Yeah,
instead of the view and the aspects we grew up with, man.
Right.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
Put
yeah,
Absolutely.
the right path earlier than we did. We had to go through it. And
Yeah,
go through it a couple times because a lot of times, come on, I know it ain't just me. We had to go through
yeah,
more than once.
yeah. I felt that fire a couple
over
times, brother.
and
Trust me.
over and over. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
definitely, man.
yeah, and I think it's interesting. There's probably, hopefully, somebody will see this and they will say, you know what? Maybe a change in location can help me focus. A lot of times
Hey,
Yeah,
as people, we get so comfortable in a situation, no matter how good or bad it is. We just get comfortable and complacent, and
Yeah.
it really hinders our growth. But we're just so comfortable there that
Yeah.
takes the place of our yearning to grow.
Yeah, it's because the
Yeah.
scenery, you get used to the scenery around you. Okay, this is what I'm familiar with. Okay, so I'm looking ahead, all right, not realizing that my peripheral vision is staying the same. And then
Mhm.
you're like, well, why is this not working? It's because we don't want to look around. And when we do happen to glance around, okay, yeah, everything's still the same. That's what it should be. But I'm looking ahead. And sometimes we have to change what's going on around us in order
Yeah.
to be able to remotivate ourselves in our path forward. Okay, you know what? I'm looking ahead. I'm looking ahead. This isn't working for me. I need to change this. Next thing you know, you have a different viewpoint. Things become more vibrant. Really close friend of mine was living down in North Carolina. Wasn't happy, didn't have a bad life or anything, but she felt stagnant with her job, with her family. And I said, you need to do something different. She's like, well, I want to move. I said, okay, if you want to move, then move. What's keeping you there? Well, my family's here. Okay, well, do you want to stay there for your family? Well, no, my family's fine. I need to do something different, and I want to move. Okay, well then if you want to move and if you want to do something different, then you should do that. And she hemmed and she hawed, and then finally she's like, you know what? I'm going to do this. She moved out of state, didn't move too far away from the family, about 2 hours away, and all the blessings just started flowing, just flowing in.
Right.
And it's like sometimes you have to do that. You have to get away. You have to break yourself
Yeah.
away from what's comfortable in order to do
Right.
something new and different. And it's like,
And it's funny you brought that up, brother, because
mhm,
I heard one time you can't grow in your comfort zone.
no,
I forgot where I heard it. So you got to get outside of your comfort zone in
you
order
do.
to grow. And that's
At
a
You
true
do.
first,
statement. Yeah.
If
at
you
first,
like
Yeah.
where you are, then I mean, hey, more power to you. That's awesome. That's what's up. It's not my place to tell you that you need to do something different if you don't want to. For anybody
Right.
who's looking to do something more, then one of the first places you should start with is what is going on immediately around you. And if that
Hmm.
view is something that you have seen over and over and over again, then that's part of the reason
Right.
why you're stagnant. You need to make movement. And when we go out on the street and we're walking, we're making movement, you're not seeing the same thing around you. The buildings are going to change. The scenery is going to change.
Hmm.
The people that you're walking around, the shops, hell, the sidewalk and the streets, the cars, all of that is going to change. So why should it not be
Right.
different in your own life?
I
As
like
you move forward, the scenery changes. But if
Great
you walk,
analogy, brother.
you know what I'm
Great
saying? You walk
analogy.
outside your house and you just
Yeah.
stand there. Well, I really want to get to the store. I'm going to stand here. You're not getting there by standing there. You got to move. And as you move, things change. And it's okay. Change is good.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. It can clear the mind and give you clarity
Yes,
on a lot of things that were
absolutely.
kind of stormy and cloudy to you.
Yeah,
No doubt
absolutely.
about it, man.
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah.
Woo! I like that.
Tell you. Yeah, the brother dropping gems, man.
That's gonna be the clip that I place on Facebook and Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Mercy,
Do it.
you know what I'm saying?
Do
That we
it. Yes.
missed.
Word. I
Yeah,
can dig
man.
it.
And
I can dig it.
how can the fans find you on social media, bro?
Oof, I am the Niftian on everything. I've
Okay.
got that locked up, which is funny because there's actually a group of people who have tried to lay claim to that name somehow, but I've owned it for years. So on Facebook, really just search for Niftian. I'm gonna come up. El Niftian is the name on Instagram. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
underscore Niftian. On Twitter, I'm the Niftian. On TikTok, the Niftian. All you got to do is
Easy to
you
remember. Yeah, the Niftian. Yeah.
Niftian. That's all you got to do. You search for that, you'll find me. And I'm a Leo, so I'm a little bit vain, so you're going to see my face. Yeah.
We get it. Got you.
Which one of
Got you.
these is him? Just look for this. You see this? That's me. Yeah.
That's
Got you. Got you. The Niftian.
Yeah.
So check him out, folks. I know I'm going to search you up, man, and check you out, bro.
I'm gonna have to
Cool.
get
You
that
know.
Cool. Really
second book.
appreciate
But
it.
that first one was a page
Yeah.
turner. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm supposed to be in bed right now, but I'll just read just a little bit more. Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
And it's wild because there's definite growth between the first book and the second book. And another tidbit that Yeah, it's gonna be y'all the first ones to hear it. But the first book, people always ask me, hey man, how many of these stories are real? Like, is this your real life? No. All of those stories in that first book are straight off the top of my imagination, or maybe I was having a conversation with somebody and it sparked an idea. In the second book, I'll say probably about 40% of those stories are either direct stories that came from my life, or they're inspired by true events. That's all I'll say about it. I'm not gonna say
That's
which
what's up,
ones,
man.
but
That's what's up.
some of those wild stories actually happened.
I'm gonna pick your brain because when I tried it, the hardest thing for me when I started writing. Well, not when I start. When
What's
I
that?
do write,
Yeah,
ending it,
ending.
ending.
Yeah,
The beginning might flow, and the middle will
yeah,
flow, and then I'm like, this thing
yeah,
has to end at some point, and it just
yeah,
keeps going, and I'm like, how do I
yeah.
end this?
With me,
Uh-huh.
I may not always know exactly how the story is going to go,
Uh-huh.
but I do know what type of story, or the story I want to tell. And when I get to the point that the story has been told, that's when you need to start learning how to wrap it up. It's not always easy. For example, the next book that I'm working on, I have come out with, I would say, no less than 1,000 beginning sentences and paragraphs. I want to start it this way. No, I want to start it this way. Well, this is a good way to start it, so on and so forth. And it happens, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a part of the creative process.
Okay.
When it comes to your ending, have I told my story? The message that I wanted to get across with this particular piece of work, have I done so? If I have, with what I'm continuing to write, am I dragging it out, or am I adding to the story? Am I adding something of worth? Is there positive content? Or am I just saying words now? Because at some point, your audience, they're going to be captivated by what you're doing, whether it's a poem, it's a short story, novel, whatever. I'm into what you're presenting to me, okay? I've gotten to the height of the story, okay? Now bring me down. Excellent, okay? It's like putting a person to bed, all right? We have this build up. There is the flirting stage and talking, and we get interested, and okay, you decided that you want to partake in this amazing journey with me. All right, I laid you down. All right, we're doing a darn thing. We get to our crescendo. Okay, now you're pleased, I'm pleasured. Okay, am I going to keep on going? Keep on going? Keep on going? So at some point,
Hell
at some
yeah.
point we, at some point, I just feel like at some point we got to stop and get a glass of water, right?
Oh yeah, take a little break. Yeah,
Okay.
Exactly. You know what?
yeah.
Let's end this particular story, and then we can start a next story. All right. But at some point, you got to stop. I mean, come on. We're human.
Yeah.
You're not machines.
Because you want chapters to it, right? You want chapters to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Gotcha.
you got to realize, okay, is what I'm doing further adding to this experience? Or is it safe to go ahead and wrap this up? And with wrapping it up, no pun intended with the previous analogy.
Better wrap that shit up.
With wrapping it up, it comes down to, okay, have I answered all of the questions that I presented to my audience, or that they may have concerning this particular piece of work? And if I have, okay, just stop. It doesn't have to, as long as you have resolved everything. Okay, well, what is this poem about? Okay, that's what it's about. Okay, I like the way it's been presented to me. Okay, now I have another piece of understanding about this author. Okay, now we can end. And then you go into the next one. If it's a story, okay, here's the plot, here's the characters. We've gotten to the problem or the conflict. Okay, here's the climax. Okay, here's the resolution for everybody. And now it can end. We get caught up on, okay, I want the perfect ending. There's no such thing as a perfect ending. You just have to make sure that you have resolved everything that you've presented to the audience. It's just like when you're ending a podcast. Hey, this is what we're going to talk about today. We talk about what we said we're going to talk about. We're done talking about what we're going to talk about. Let's go over what we talked about. Okay, y'all get the hell off my phone and let's talk next week.
There you go. Sums it up. Sums it up, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
The next month or so, I may start, writing again, because like I was telling G, I really want to get my creative side flowing again, and
Word.
Now
That's what's up.
I'm in a better place mentally, like you
Good.
said.
Good.
With things that are going on, people I'm coming in contact with,
Hmm.
things that I'm learning. So it may be the time, and I feel it. The craziest thing is I feel like lines, stanzas that I want to write, but I'm at
Hmm.
work.
Mm, right.
uh, oh, that would be so good. Like I'm listening, I'm musically motivated a lot of times. So I'll hear something, I'll hear two words.
Memo book.
Seriously, bro. Like, I mean, a lot of people put stuff on their phones, and I get it. Me, I don't like writing on my phone. I usually keep Moleskine notebooks, but I keep something with me because at random points, something will go through my head. I just jot it down. You don't have to have a whole thing. If you just have a line in your head, because that happens to me a lot of times too. Like, oh, that's a good line. That would be a great start to a poem, or that'd be a great plot point. If I don't write that thing down, I'll get back to my room or whatever later on. I'm like, damn, wasn't I thinking about something earlier?
How many
What was
times?
it? I didn't,
Yeah.
bro.
It's best to write it down if you can, man, because you
Yeah,
won't
so
remember it
much
nine
more
times
so.
out of 10,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
so much in my old phone. I have the color notes that I have in my
Okay.
Android. And in that, I have a lot of the old stuff I wrote, but also
Hmm.
along with that, I have what I call one-liners, and I
Hmm.
also have ideas. And
Okay.
it's a if I were to finish all of that, it would
Yeah.
probably take me from here to about 2025.
Yeah,
That's how
I
much
believe it.
I just not worked on, not
Yeah.
completed, just so much.
Yeah, I believe it. I've had notebooks full of material that I've lost. I'm just like, I remember I had this really great idea, but it's in this notebook that was destroyed in some water damage I had in an old apartment. I mean, it happens, and it's fine. It's okay because there's for every nugget that you have, there are
Mhm.
gold mines out there in the recesses of your brain. You just have to tap into them, man. And when you have that mental clarity, like open that faucet, let it flow. Doesn't matter how crazy. I mean, there's been times I written some stuff down and I'll go back to it later. I'm like, the heck was I thinking? This sounds dumb.
Okay,
You know, it
I can
happens.
relate.
So what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
can. I'm like,
completely
was I
fine, man.
high? No, I don't even get high. What? Was I tired?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And that's completely okay, because that could be the little teeny tiny piece of rock that needed to get knocked out of the way to allow the water to start to drizzle through that fissure right there. Next thing you know, it opens it up. So it's okay, man. Get them little pieces of rock out the way. That's fine. You're still working on opening up the floodgates. Like I said, keep a notebook with you or something, man, or keep your phone on if you're able to, and just write this stuff down. Do not be hesitant to write this stuff down. Because a lot of times I'm like, well, it's only a line. I don't want to write down just a line. I need to have something fully fleshed out. No, write that stuff down. Eminem, one of the greatest rappers of our generation, has said that oftentimes he would just write down a line and it ends up turning into an award-winning, song or a chart topper. It's like, hey, and he'll
Mhm.
put all these little lines together in a form of song. It's like how? Because for me, when I was rapping, it was always I had to sit down and like listen to the beat, and I'm just writing it all down, and like I have to have like at least a verse in my head before I can write it down. But then I
Yeah.
end up forgetting something that I was thinking of earlier because I'm like, no, I want to have it all fleshed out. You can't do that to yourself. You're cheating yourself. Don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself.
And
There you go.
if I'd have had this advice back, oh my gosh, at least 20 years ago. Whoo, whoo.
Yeah, shit. I wish I had this advice like 20 years ago. But like you said, it's all about the journey, man. These are
Right.
things that I
Hmm.
picked up along the way. This is all from the journey. Yeah,
Right.
help me get to my
Absolutely.
destination. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Got
hear
to
you.
embrace the journey, man.
yeah, for real. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like this, there's no true destination. It's a continual journey.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And that's another thing I tell people. Don't like if you have goals, then obviously yeah, you want to obtain you want to attain a goal. But as it pertains to life in and of itself, don't get focused on what's the end going to be. What's going to be said about me at the end of it all. Just live your life to a point that people are still appreciative of the fact that you're here and that you're going through what you're going through here, and they want to be with you on your journey now. I mean, sure, I want people to say good things about me at my funeral. Like he was a great person. He was a awesome dad. He was a funky uncle. Like, yeah, I would love to hear those.
Ah,
I would
yeah.
love for those things to be said. But
Right.
ultimately, I can't focus on that. I have to focus on people giving a darn about me now. I want to be a good person now. I want to be a successful person across a variety of arenas now, as opposed to people just saying something nice about you because you're dead. Nah, the
Right.
heck with that, because if you can't stand me in life, then you're not going to give a damn about me in death. You know what I'm saying? And I want to live my
True.
life in
I
the
agree
same
with
way.
that, man.
Yeah, I want to live my life
I
in the same
absolutely
way
agree with that.
that I love me now. And I don't want to wait until I'm on my deathbed and I'm like, man, I wish I would have. I wish I would have did
Hmm.
this. I wish I would have said that. I wish I would have wrote this. I wish I would have accomplished that. I wish I would have went out and
Them, them coulda, shoulda, wouldas, man. You
I
know?
feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Yeah, them coulda,
yeah,
shoulda, wouldas, bro.
yeah,
Yeah, I try to keep them at a minimum and,
yeah.
like I
Seriously.
said,
I mean,
yeah.
we're human, so I mean, things like that
Hmm.
pop up, but it's up to us to make sure that we're combating it. We're combating those. Like I said, you're going to come across roadblocks along the journey. I mean, that's a part of it all, but
Right.
how you deal with them is going to be the true testament of who you grew up to be. All right, and I'm still growing up. I'm 38 years old, be 39 this year, but I'm still growing up. I'm still learning. I'm still seeing more, and I want to make sure that the things that I'm seeing and that I'm doing are being imparted until the ones behind me, my children, nieces, nephews, my godchildren, so they can see that, hey, you know what, my dad, he told us about a lot of the crazy things that he saw and that he's done, but I see where he's at now. Like my
Hmm.
second oldest child, I could almost cry when I think about at 18 years old, the things that they are doing with their life and how motivated they are. And they come to me, Dad, I have a question about this or I need advice for that. I'm just like, you care about your old man's opinion. Like it's great, because a lot of kids be like, because we went through the same thing. Like, man,
Yeah.
I'm grown now. I'm moving out the house. I
Right.
can do what I
Right.
want. And then it's like, okay, what am I supposed to do next? I don't, I don't understand this. What are taxes? What are taxes? I don't. Why is my check so small? What's going on here? You know,
Right.
this life thing is just not working for me. But for them, they come to me. They moved out when they were 18, bought their own car. I gave them a little bit of money to help out, but for the most part, bought their own car, got their own job, and but every step of the way, okay, Dad, I have a question about this, or I've got a job interview. What kind of questions should I expect? Or hey, I'm thinking about buying this. What are your thoughts about that? Is that a good purchase? Like, and I love it because it lets me know
Yeah.
that I am being accessible to my children. I'm being
Hmm.
accessible to my seed to help them grow. And I love stuff
Yeah.
like that, man. Even when I
Giving
get
giving
into
them
things,
that guidance, man.
yeah, it could be a grown ass.
Yeah,
I've had
giving
people
them that
older than me be
guidance.
like, "Hey, man, I need some advice." Hey, I'm here because I've seen a lot. I've done a lot, and if I can impart some knowledge, like, "Hey, look, I did what you're trying to do. It didn't work for me. This is why it didn't work. So maybe you want to avoid some of those things and go a different route and see if that'll work for you."
Right.
It doesn't always have to be, "Hey, I'm successful. Do the exact same thing that I did," because there's so many different avenues to success. You
Hmm.
just have to find the one that's going to
Hmm.
work for you.
Right.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely, brother.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Okay. So salute to you for being a father as well. We all know that, it's always said that we are not in our kids' lives. We can
Hmm.
try, and some of us are
Yeah,
not allowed, for
yeah,
whatever reason.
yeah.
We don't have enough time to get into that on this episode, but if you want to come back when we do talk about it,
Yeah, yeah,
you're more
yeah.
than welcome. We're gonna go ahead and we'll close things out. I know you just got off from work, and we really do appreciate you coming in. You still came in with
Absolutely.
energy.
Absolutely, brother.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
Appreciate your time, man.
Appreciate
Appreciate your
y'all having
time,
me.
brother.
all that you're doing, not only for yourself, but also to giving to others.
Yeah,
That's what uncles are. They play the father role, they play the uncle role,
yeah,
they play the best
yeah,
friend role. They wear many hats.
yeah.
Uncles are just
Absolutely.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate you being out there, just showing that, just doing that out of your heart, not because somebody made you do it,
yeah,
but because in your heart you know that, that's your role. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Playing your position. You shortstop.
You're
I
right.
want
You're
Right.
absolutely right. Got to play the position. Somebody's
I'm
got to.
a water boy. I'll make sure the H2O.
Water boy. Yeah, absolutely,
Hey,
brother. Keep
Al,
dropping those gems,
most
and we're gonna keep an eye out for you. I'm definitely gonna follow you on Instagram and
Yeah, please do.
check you out, bro.
Yeah, I've got a lot more that I'm doing. But like I said, I'm all about, I'm all about networking. Like you said earlier, the networking is important because you
Hmm.
never know where the next bit of inspiration is going to come from, or how somebody else may be able to help you, or vice versa. And I'm all about that, man. I'm all about each one teach one and bringing another person up. Seriously.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
That's what
Yeah.
Absolutely.
we doing in these
Yeah.
Instagram streets and
These
news.
these YouTube streets and Instagram avenues,
That
man. That's where we at. Yeah. You know,
that's it.
that's where we at. But
We
Yeah.
gonna
yeah,
copyright.
brother. Yeah, man. So salute to you, brother. Keep working over there in Iran, and you know, good luck to you, brother.
most
Much
Absolutely. Thank y'all
continued
so much.
success, man.
Thank
most
you.
and
Much
Thank you so
continued.
much.
we gonna keep in touch, bro. We
Oh yeah,
always
absolutely.
another. We gonna
Oh
stay
yeah.
connected,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
everybody. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and I'm gonna get in touch with y'all also about that column too, because even if we can't get people to like get on the live or whatever, we can read some of them letters and put that advice out there as well. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
always good
man.
to get
We
more than just one viewpoint about certain things. It's gonna be fun,
right.
trust me. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a lot of
I
fun.
got an idea for that as well, man. And we'll talk
Word is
about it
bond.
off camera. And
Exactly.
it's a good idea, brother.
I
Drew,
can
I'm
dig
gonna
it. I
holler
can
at you
dig it.
about what he just said, man.
No
You know,
doubt, no doubt.
bringing that together.
I think I see it already. We like Martin. We here.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you know.
But absolutely, bro.
So thanks everybody that came through and checked us out for a little while. Also, most definitely, thank you to the special guest, the El Niftian, aka Dart, aka the homie, the other
With those
uncle now.
erotica stories, and he's saying they all not true, but they probably all true, man. This guy's been through. Ain't no
Yeah,
telling what this guy's been through.
hey,
You
disclaimer. You
know.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hold up,
This
that's
guy here,
gonna
man.
be some
I
people.
thought I had some stories, man, but compared to this guy, nah.
So thank everybody watching.
Yeah,
Thanks to
man.
everybody that came on. And he told you early on how to reach him. Stay tuned with the Funky Uncles. This is going to be on Instagram, but I'll also have it on my YouTube channel. And also for other content, we have G. Wait, on your YouTube.
Well, yeah, man, but I want to promote my sports channel, man.
There you go.
I got a sports channel called G to QB, all sports stories, basketball, football, whatever's in season. Check me out. Got a few subs over there, some videos posted, so go to G to QB, my sports channel. We can get it cracking over there, man.
G to
Word is
QB.
bond.
Appreciate it.
Make sure you subscribe. D.R. Presents on YouTube. Not only will we have I have the Funky Uncles, but I have some solo stuff as well. So we are building. We're putting it out there for people to learn, enjoy,
Yes,
buy,
sir.
all of that. We're doing this from the heart because that's what we're here for. Understand? Ha! Now, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this, fellas. Much love to all of you.
Likewise.
Watch
Yeah,
out for
you brothers be safe, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Peace.
everybody.
All right.
Salute.
Peace.
Yes, sir.